In 2013, 82 preschoolers were killed with handguns. Now in 2013, 27 police officers died from handguns. Our gun lobbyists tell us that the problem isn't guns, it's crazy people. Well, I have a little bit of experience with that. For 13 years, I worked in a state prison. And about 1960 in the state of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania decided that it was no longer going to house the mentally disturbed in asylums, so they closed those buildings, which led to the mentally insane going to your neighborhood, and when they committed crimes, which they did, we locked them up. We took them and put them into 8x8 cells, and we kept them incarcerated for 2, 4, 8 years, depending upon how violent and ugly their crime was. But the interesting thing that I observed working in the prison system is that after 2, 4, 8 years, we turned them loose. And we turned them loose to go live in your neighborhood. They're your neighbors. And the number of mentally disturbed people in the prison system number in the thousands. So you can imagine throughout this country, we have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of mentally disturbed people living right next to you. They're riding the bus with you. They're going to baseball games with you. They're going to the football games on Friday night with you. And our solution as a society is that when they do something bad, if they go into an elementary school and shoot 20 or 30 innocent little children, we're going to lock them up. Well, I propose that we think about this differently as a society. We become proactive. Having taught in the public school system for 12 years, the public school system is filled with potential heroes. There are teachers, custodians, secretaries, computer technologists that are willing to lay their lives down for your children and mine. The problem we have is that we have created what terrorists call soft targets. Our schools are not allowed to carry handguns. You're not allowed to have pepper spray. You're not allowed to protect yourself in these schools. Schools throughout this country have become soft targets. So where would you expect these mentally disturbed people to go? Very few of them choose to go to a police station and have it out with the policemen with guns on their hips. Now, we think that's absurd, but it's not absurd when they decide to come to your school. And what I propose in being proactive is that we change how we think about things, a paradigm shift, if you will. We encourage Mrs. Johnson, the librarian, to bring her handgun to work. The secretary in the front office to bring her mace with her when she comes to work. Bob, the custodian, who mows grass, who's out and in and around your kids all day, bring his handgun. A principal should have a handgun. Teachers throughout the school should be encouraged to bring handguns, their protection. If they don't feel comfortable with a handgun, bring a taser. You don't like a taser? Bring mace. You don't like a mace? Bring your Louisville Slugger. But our children are our most precious commodity we have, and we put them in harm's way. Emily Johnson, a 3rd grader, she's going to school on Monday, and she's worried about who she's going to sit with at lunch. She should not be placed in a soft target. She should not be the one we're waiting for the next crazy person to show up at her school. My solution is put the tools into the hands of our heroes. Yeah, our heroes. Our schools are full of them. Fourth grade teachers, gym teachers, librarians, they'll lay down their life for these students. So give them the tools they need. Change this soft target and help our children become protected. Change how we think about things. Baseball games, a bus. You run a bus company, put a sign on the side of it. Handguns are welcome. So that the protectors in this society will protect. Look at the guy in Oregon who was shot 5 times. Had he had a handgun, that might have ended a little bit differently. We need, as a society, to change things. So what can you do? Well, here's what I propose. If my kid is going to school on Monday, I'm going to go to the PTA. I'm going to start at the grassroots and start talking to people about changing the gun weapon policy in our schools. It needs to change. We need to stop the soft targets. We need to take back our schools, our colleges, our junior highs. We are surrounded by heroes who will protect and defend our children and our families. We're not going to legislate guns. You cannot, and we've seen it already, legislate crazy people and guns. It's not going to solve the problem. They take it from their brother. They take it from the guy down the street. They rob somebody's house. They buy them from drug dealers. They'll get weapons. You're not going to legislate it. So protect the people with the protectors. Give them the tools they need to protect us and your children and mine.